I met one lawyer and said one of the major cases they are really solving recently is marriage breakup, divorce. Most men are now abusing women just in a relationship because that was what they saw their father doing. So there are some people, some ladies, they feel like when I go into a relationship, it is the responsibility of the man to take care of me. Some people find themselves in a situation where their women or their wife are richer than them. You get it? So when it happens like that, the instruction as a woman is to submit becomes a problem. The reason why the Bible says that a man is to love is because
as a man, like you're not financially buoyant, you shouldn't go in for a lady that is doing well or better than you.
If you lose your capacity as a man financially, and you are not fortunate enough to meet a woman who understands that there's ups and downs, and the focus is always money, you are doomed.
Hi people, this is your boy Jesse J, and you're welcome to today's edition of Vibe with Jess. So today I have with me a brother of mine, a friend of mine, who is now an ordained pastor in the kingdom of Christ, and he's not new on this channel. He's been here before. We had a discussion, I think last year, and we talked about why most relationships aren't ending well, and he's here to draw more light on what we discussed the other time. I know it's really going to be a blessing to you. So I'm here with Pastor Charles Age. Also for you are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
All right, as I said, he's not new here. He's been here, I think last year we had a discussion about this same topic, and I know he's going to throw more light on this. And if I want to do a recap, he talked about people lack vision, and people also are not too certain about their partners, and also the role of the society. It's one of the factors that is causing breakups in relationships. Also, for how is ministry?
By the grace of God, the Lord is keeping us, and everything is moving on fast.
We thank God. So I just want us to delve into the topic and just start talking about it. So what do you think are some of the reasons why most relationships aren't ending well?
All right. So it's going to be an interesting discussion today. The last time we had a really amazing discussion, and the comments coming from people were really interested.
I remember people were talking that we should do a part 2.
Yeah, so practically this is going to be a part 2 where we'll really touch up on certain points that I spoke about. And today I'm going to really speak more about the society. But then I'll start from the foundation. I have something I call the foundation of mankind, where man was brought up from, the training the man also had. I got to know it also has have influence on the people while they are growing up. For example, when one goes to buy a puppy, and then you begin to train the puppy, how you train the puppy will determine how the puppy will react in the future. There's some puppy that if you don't train them well, they will start biting people. But if you train them very well, you see, they see people and they run to the people and have a nice, peaceful association with the people. So one day I'm going to say something about a vision I saw, which is going to help. I saw a vision that I was taken back to 2000 years, and then the year 2000, and I happened to visit a family, and I saw how the mother and the father, and I saw 3 children, and I saw how the children were brought up. During the vision, I saw that the parents were training up the children with this kind of insult, this African training up, and they have to insult them. Some the little thing they do, they insult them, they are beating them. So, and I was caught up again into the future of the children, and I realized that these people entered into relationship and it wasn't working well for them. Why? Because of what they were taught. Because of what they were taught. The Bible said Laban was having issue with Jacob, and God came through for Jacob, and God said, listen, the only way to succeed is that go and get this kind of structure, put it down for the animals to come in whilst they are drinking the water, and they see this, that is how they are going to give birth to. So that is a sign of how it affects our growth, and it has to do with the mind. So whatever the person is being taught or brought up with during the childhood also has an influence in the person's life. You get it? So one of the things is that I believe that many people are recently talking about relationship, trying to resolve it, bringing a resolution and bringing some peaceful endness. I met one lawyer and said one of the major cases they are really solving recently is marriage breakup, divorce. Yeah, it's divorce. And it all has to do with, we are trying our possible best to bring this thing like this true love, and it's not working. The truth is that a man who is 35 years, who was brought up from a womb that there was no love, saw the father beating the mother disrespecting the father. When we were young, you go and ask for your mother, Mama, then go to your father. It's like every now and then as a young girl, your mother is directing to your father. When you grow up, definitely.
Yeah.
When you enter into relationship, you're like, no, my mother taught me.
Have that perception.
You understand? Yeah. So you feel like, okay, if I'm going out with a man, the man must take care of me.
Yeah.
But look at a guy who came out from a home where both parents were doing their possible best. Like love was there. You know, there was nothing called me boy, yo, those kind of insult. And those people, when you meet them, their relationship is so exciting. There are people you can meet them and you begin relationship like it's hard for them to disrespect you because they were not brought up like that. You get it? But it'll be a uni free zone go be I'm saying that a place where you know everybody's doing anything anyhow. And imagine a child growing up from that kind of area. Or no, the person when you mess up, he can throw an insult at you, and that has to do the foundation. In the book of Psalm 11, verse 3, when the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Which depicts the fact that there is no way we can resolve this issue if the foundation of the person is faulty.
Yeah.
You get it? So the only way to help us and the youth over there is that if you realize that you came out from a background that you didn't grow up with this kind of love, this kind of nice training, be nice to people, loving them, showing them kindness, being caring towards them and stuff, you have to go back and start training your mind.
Okay.
Because what I'm talking about has to do with the mind. If the mind is corrupted, no matter the advice we give to them, they'll still go back to the same place.
So also you made mention of, kids growing up in the family and also they learning a lot from their parents, how they share their lives together.
Yeah.
And you also made mention of the fact that you cited an example that when kids maybe let's say then they direct
to the father.
Exactly. So we have our values as, let's say, Ghanaians, right?
Okay.
We know that as the father that takes care of the home financially. Okay. Do you think it is not right for the mother to direct the baby to go to the father to take care of, when it comes to financial support?
Well, trust me, Jay, what you're saying is, it's not far from the truth. There is nothing wrong a mother directing the child to go to the father.
Okay.
But anything that becomes consistent becomes a problem. If the child always comes to the mother and the mother goes to your father, we have all been in this kind of family before. Your mother will never be like, call Papa, go to your father. So, you are creating some kind of perception to the child. You get it? Most men are now abusing women just in the relationship because that was what they saw their father doing. Yeah. Have you asked yourself, how do animals, because they don't talk, we don't hear animals communicating. So how are they able to bring up their offspring? And they know the kind of food they have to eat. Yeah. They know where they have to belong. You get it? So even it is God that has created that way. And one crying himself in some movie, then you can understand. Yeah. So if I'm coming from a womb where every now and then as a female, they call mommy was saying mommy said come papa, should go to my father. Well, it keeps happening. I'll stop coming to my mother and I'll go to my father. Now when I enter into a relationship, I'm gonna have some friends who also going to come back up with the same idea. Oh, my boyfriend crashed. The last episode I said about that. Yeah. So since you have that perception, somebody just back up with us, then it means whatever I'm having is true. Then let me keep up doing it. So I think majority of the reasons and what can really help to resolve most of the cases of relationships is that the foundation matters a lot. There's an advice to we the young coming up that we must train our children with love. We must teach them the right path. And it also goes to our mothers and fathers, those of them that are teaching their children, bringing them up with this abusive lifestyle. It's not going to help.
So I want to say that, so does it mean that the guys that are not treating their girlfriends well and the ladies that are not treating their guys well, is it from their background or is it that they just tend to learn it from this social media world? We are in the 21st century and people learn from a lot of sources. Do you think that it is solely from the foundation, or we the youth, we also tend to learn things on our own and feel like, oh no, I really don't want to treat a lady like this. I can beat you if you talk to me anyhow and all.
Well, that is a very powerful question. I've been with you for some time and there are some things I can clearly speak from the fact that it was out of your training. You understand? Yeah. It really matters a lot. If you want to really talk about this thing, the society is playing a role. But if your mother and your father does their role very well, it is very difficult for them to affect you. There are some things it's very difficult for you to do. Yeah. No matter how society and the social media is, no, it is not something that you were brought up with. Why? Because the mind is so powerful to the point that every information that enters in the mind and stay there for long and gains ground, it is very difficult to deactivate that information. So you get it. So the people they are beating their ladies and stuff, it's not their problem, because that is how they were brought up. They saw their father doing it and they thought it was right. They didn't get anybody to tell them what they are doing is not right. You get it. So they felt, okay, what I'm seeing then is true. There is no way a lion will go somewhere and say that I'm going to eat leaves. No, because that is not how the lion was brought up with. When the lion was young, the mother began to, or the father takes the lion, that young, to the forest and begin to teach, this is how you attack. So by the time the young lion will grow up to that standard, he understands that, listen, I don't have to eat leaves. What I have to eat is this. And nothing can compromise, no matter what the society is showing. You know, the animals also in their jungle is a society for them. They are seeing other animals who are eating certain things, be like, damn, I mean, this is not how I was brought up. There's nothing that can change me. This is me. So in Nkrofo free a Christo free. Then their father got time to teach them. Their mother had time for them. Brought them in a godly way. Truth be told, majority of them knows how to treat people. Why I'm saying this is because the father and mother played a very major role in their life. They taught them, listen, you can't treat human beings like that. You can't treat them anyhow. Imagine, say, every night my father and my mother say to me that, listen, when you grow up, look at the way I love your mother, look at the way your mother loves me. Make sure you also love your wife like that. It is something that has been taught by my father. And everybody believes their parent. They have faith in them. So with that alone, it's something I can't take from me.
So what happens to those people that were not brought up from a home that, so because I know a lot of people came out from a home, abusive homes and all. I remember a friend of mine told me that when she was growing up, I mean, she used to see the father beats the mother, and that's one of her fears, that maybe the person that she ends up with might also
do the same thing.
Exactly. So one fear, one is so, and it is true. So what happens to the people? Let's say they saw all those things. How do they tend to learn and unlearn? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
How do they learn how to treat their ladies and also how to treat their men, and also have all this thing out of their mind?
So you remember the last episode I spoke about the association, and that is one of the things. Okay, so you were not brought that, you didn't get the opportunity to be trained from a good home. Now the next opportunity you have in life is that when you realize that these things you are doing is not setting well, apparently you have people that will tell you that, listen, you don't have to do those things you are doing. You get it? And when you start to know that it's not helping, the next thing you have to look for, you have to get yourself with people that are working in that realm of loving people. You have to get people who show love. You have to, get yourself attached to those people. Watch certain things that will really speak to your mind and begin to renew your mind, because whatever everybody is doing has to do with the mind. So there are some people, some ladies, they feel like when I go into a relationship, it is the responsibility of the man to take care of me. Trust me, Jay. This particular thing started from the house. Because mothers will begin to listen. When you start growing up, remember that a man must take care of you. Take it from a man. Some of the parents go to the extent that when you are of age, you can now go and find a boyfriend. The boyfriend have to take care of you. This kind of information, you might think is just something that you are merely saying it, but it takes an impact on the children. So the child will go back to school and be like, their friends will be talking about, the last episode I said it. Talking about all these things and be like, my boyfriend does this for me, my boy. So does it mean what my mom said was true? Then let me give a try to that. So you go and meet such a girl, you are trying your best, they be like, listen, you have to take off me. It is your responsibility. They don't have any concrete evidence. They are speaking because people have said it and they believe it's true. So those people going through all those things, I believe that if you find yourself in associations that is not helping, like friends and families, I think you have to recreate a new friends who are going to help you emotionally, because it has to do with psychological issue. So the more you engage yourself with maybe church, where they teach more about this love and other things, I'm sure probably by the help of the Lord, you're going to renew your mind and you come to a point that everything will be fine.
All right. So what's the second thing that you want to talk about?
So the second point has to do with, as the scriptures say, that the man is supposed to love and the woman is supposed to submit. This is where our discussion is going to be. Now, I have sat down, I really took time to really analyze about what I'm going to talk about. That most of the reason why this thing has become a problem in many marriages and relationships has to do with this. We have come to a dispensation where now because of the blessings of God that has been really expanded to all genders, some people find themselves in a situation where their women or their wife are richer than them. You get it? Yeah. So when it happens like that, the instruction as a woman is to submit becomes a problem, and a man is to love becomes a problem. Now let me explain. The reason why the Bible says that a man is to love is because a man is the head and the governor of that institution. Okay. And when somebody is like a governor, it means that the person takes care of responsibilities in that particular institution. Okay. Which means that anything concerning repairs, anything concerning do something has to do with the man. Which means that it also talks about the capacity, which has to do with your financial capacity, reliability, responsibility. It cuts across. Yeah. So for a man to love, it means that the man is going to do extra for the lady. Now the process of loving is also a way of causing or telling the woman that it is time to submit. Why? Because if I'm taking care of you financially and everything that you ask I'm able to do, then it is your responsibility to directly submit. Now I'm going to help you to understand. You see that you enter into a house, okay? Yeah. Now you're krama or honoma, and then some people are able to train dogs in a way that he knows that once the dog is coming, if you're able to get the bone and throw to the dog, immediately, no matter how wild the dog is, the dog will come down and run after the bone. Submit. Because the key to get to the dog is the bone. Yeah. So the key to get to the women, their heart, is that being responsible of their needs. That is how God has created them. Okay. Every woman is looking for a man who, one, you are financially reliable, emotionally reliable. In fact, you are like reliable source for them. Whatever their need is requesting for, you'll be there to give to them. You get it? Yeah. So one of the things that we must come to understand is that it's so sad that we have got into a dispensation where this thing has happened, where many women are richer than men. And when it happens like that, because the woman is not depending from you, the kind of respect she has for you, if care is not taken because of the foundation is coming from, it's very difficult to respect you because he's not seeing anything prioritized, anything that she can prioritize from you.
Is it that when you're not financial as a man, like you're not financially buoyant, you shouldn't go in for, a lady that is doing well or better than you?
Well, that is not what I'm trying to say. I'm just that is also one point we're going to talk about. But you see, this love thing we are talking about is very broad. Now, do you know why we go to God? We go to God because we know God is reliable. Okay. So the reason why the woman is going to say yes to you and submit to you is because you have proven beyond doubt that you can be there when the needs arises. Okay. When a woman start going with you and realize that, let's take for example normal relationship, a relationship of 2 years, it look as if, let's say, you are not doing anything. It's like you are not able to support me with idea wise. Like if I'm trying to jump into a business, and as a man, it's like you're useless. You're not bringing anything on board. It's like you are not showing your manship. When I need my financial support, you are not there. It's like all you know how to do is, as we talk about, like you are able to do other things. But you see, it goes beyond the sex you are talking about. I have to see my man. That is how God has created women. And if women can understand that, we are good to go. I know there are women that their men are doing much for them, financial and everything, but yes, they are cheating. Yeah. Or I'll come to that standard. That has to do with something else on its own. So what I'm saying is that is how God has created women. When you have the food to give the dog will always be around you. Yeah. A dog, an owner who owns a dog can travel for years and come back. By the time you hit the entrance to knock the dog will be able to sense that it's you and begin to, back and just welcome you. Why? Because anytime the dog is around you, he is getting something from you. You get it? So if you as a man, you take up your role very responsibly and taking charge of all these things, trust me, there will be peace in your house. But there's another thing that a woman has come to the level of a man. I don't depend on you. That becomes a problem. So many of the breakups that is happening because when a woman crosses the boundary of becoming, getting to the limit or the point of a man, there is this challenge that comes in. There is this challenge that comes in, except the one is coming from a womb that the foundation was well built. When he was coming up, the mother was very wealthy, the father was wealthy, but the mother kept on respecting, submitting, doing all responsibilities. That thing can help for you. But a woman coming from a background where the foundation was rotten and not well, and now you can challenge it.
Yeah, I want to chip this in. So I know of a brother here who told us that he was working, he lost the job. He was like, he was doing well for himself. He lost the job. So for the past 3 months, he wasn't able to provide in the house. So he took, let's say, a loan from the wife and promised that, in the next 3 months I'll give it to you. And I mean, time came, he wasn't able to pay, even though that money was used to cater for the home, the kids' school fees. And you are the wife. I borrowed the same money from you, and it got to a point the wife started giving attitude to.
She's tired.
Until he regained his feet and he could see that everything changed again. Yeah. So I don't know if it's all women or some women. Definitely, if you don't have money and it's going to be difficult. As
the truth of the matter is that that is how all women were created by God. Some are able to master it to the point that no matter the circumstance, they are able to stay, not to react, to disobey, not to cross their boundaries. You see, now for example, these women have this kind of way they look at a man who is like an icon, a celebrity. Now all women are around celebrity. Do you know why? Because women love to see their men out there, like up there. My man is doing well. That is how Nyamia Bomo. When they see that you are glowing in the glory of God, things are working well, they love to be with you. Now let us not downplay this, because that is how Nyamia Bomo. That is the fact.
Yeah.
So if you understand this, therefore when you are going in for a woman, be prepared for that. If you lose your capacity as a man financially, and you were not fortunate enough to meet a woman who understand that there's ups and downs, and the focus is always money, you are doomed. You are doomed, because at the point in time, the woman will be like, I better try from the beginning. But trust me, with this social media interfere with our growth and things, listen, somebody will say
there's
on
a lot
TikTok.
of voices out there. I mean, maybe the person might be okay for some time.
Yeah.
And you just hear something and everything changes, and it's like, and it's not as if maybe the man, it's not as if you are lazy or something. You're also trying hard to, provide ends meet, so it is very dicey.
So the truth of the matter is that it's an advice to all of us, okay? Whilst we are going in for somebody to settle down with, we must really check all these things. And look at this last episode I said about it. There are some things that it is shown to us at a period of having a communication with a person, but because we are so much in love, we neglect them. We all go through that. When you love somebody, listen, you can see that the thing is faulty, like a driver or kaka, this trotro driver, what to say be quick. But because of the money, and because of the money, the driver will not be concerned about the quick until the car breaks down. So that is the lifestyle of many of us. Some things like you're talking to a lady, you had an argument, and you lady like, you are mad. And then you said, maybe she was angry. That was why she said that. The next time again, she said, you are crazy. He said, maybe, because I did it. And you keep on forgetting about the signs God is showing you through this woman. Then you're like, no, she's not like that. I know she's going to change. You can't change any woman. The fact is the fact. You can't change any woman. So if you see that it's not going to work, please step down.
So would you say that, let's say, a young guy, you meet a lady and you are not, let's say you're not financially sound, and do you think ladies can be in that position to also, like, let's say, pretend, to be with you because maybe they love you, and maybe change later on? And you're being at this idea, but do you think it is possible?
Yeah, something. Both and nuts, okofita for more. When they put the nut into the boat and stuff, like, they take it, they go and look for the one that can fix. God has created things in a way that by chance, destiny can bring somebody to you as a man that you are not financially stable. Somebody can come to you and there's a direction of God, and the person will be there, listen, I love you. We have people like that because that person was brought up from a good home. The teachings that has gone through the person understand that there are times and seasons. There are people who understand that and say, listen, I'm going to try with you. You get it? So, and there are some people, they are not coming like that. Where they are coming from, they didn't teach them that. All they taught them is that give me, collect, I'm receiving. You get it? And your people, they can come your way. Listen, I know your situation is bad. I know my knot is not penetrating into your boot, but I believe that with some little adjustment in some time to come, it can fix it. When you meet that opportunity, please stay there.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about the third point. When you meet about that, please stay there. Okay, but if you're not fortunate enough to meet those things, please stay in your lane. Don't force it, because marriage is a long something that you go in and you be tortured emotionally. There are people that they can't even sleep in their own homes. They lie on the bed with a woman or a man and they're always crying inside them and they are dying gradually. But we are supposed to marry and enjoy. You got people go to bed, they don't touch themselves for 1 month. I heard of a story, man, a guy told me, listen, for 3 weeks my wife has not permitted me to do that thing. I said, and you are surviving the room. Because I can't survive.
Oh.
Are you getting it? So what I was saying to the people is that, listen, when you are fortunate enough to meet people who are ready to be with you, so you guys grow together, please stay there. Neglect everything and stay there.
Let's say that, I mean, most women, I don't really want to generalize it, most women, I mean, would want to respect men because of how they can provide financially or whatsoever. So I don't think Bemepia no Benyesika and I say Bemepia. Do you understand? I don't just say so some man wariana.
Cut your coat according to your size. There are many fishes in the sea. When you throw the net inside, okay, or the hook, and then you are fortunate to, maybe you target a big one. Open your son honamo, but to please go and stay there. You get it? Perhaps by adventure, if you have tried a big one, please, your capacity is not enough to handle it. You get it? So I think is that we are just trying to go off board our budget. God and you get it? So you saw your friend got a nice woman and everything's good. Now that doesn't mean you go to the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe the problem why you are not succeeding in your relationship or marriage is because you are choosing what is not your size. You get it? So we and your men do now check it one and say like, listen, I'll stay with you. I have a friend who met the lady from JHS. With all the storms that beat them, they stood together, you know, and they are married now. Come there, from the beginning. I come, but the lady was like, I fixed and I've gazed my eyes. The man said, I've gazed my eyes on you. So both of them had that perception that like,
They were certain.
They were certain about the lesson. That is all about relationship. This recent world we are inside, this dispensation, as I'm saying, whatever the person was taught plays a major role. What I say? Into no beginning, social media and telenovela and actually say, listen, men must always give you to your bosom. Your pocket must be full by the hands of men. So what I say? So in a relationship, I've met people like that. They'll give you and they'll come and take it. Say, but I bought you this for free. I said, what? I mean, your money is our money. My money is my money.
At the end of the day, they'll tell you didn't do anything for them.
That is it. Are you getting it? So I mean, that is, let's cut our quote according to your size.
So I mean, take us to the third point.
So the third point, that will be the final thing I'm going to talk about.